Well, hello again, and look at me. I'm being a good little boy and doing what I promised, and I'm working on some bee stuff. Finally got around to making some serum vials. Use those to make the inoculator, which was the last really important machine I hadn't gotten around to making. And I'm just gonna stick these right here for now, but I'm probably going to have to make... Oh, that's going to mess me up. I had these all organized where I wanted them. Think this is what I wanted. But I'm probably going to have to move all of this elsewhere at some point, because these machines, as we can probably see already, take up... Oh! Okay, yeah. They take up quite a bit of Minecraft joules to run. So my measly little power setup will probably not be able to handle that, but I'm still going to run through what these do. And oh, I'm going to have to mess with that a bit too. That's why this guy's not charging up. Anyway, I will fix that off camera. The important thing here is we've got our isolator, which you put bees into it. It will destroy those bees, but isolate certain traits. So let's go ahead and grab a few. And as I mentioned earlier, those traits can then be put into other bees. Let's grab a few of these drones here and see what we get. That can grab things like the type of effect they have, the types of biomes they can live in, their levels of fertility, or even the species itself. And then, let's see, the next thing you need in order to use those is liquid DNA, which you get from the gene pool. It's got an interface similar to this one, except it just melts the bees down into their bee DNA. I forgot to put some liquidettes here, because I will need to pipe that out into the other machines. I'm playing quite well today. I think I can put a lever right here and that will work. But as you can see, these guys don't always die. So actually I'll go ahead and throw one of them in here and get some DNA running. And you can see we've already got serums for flower pollination as opposed to something like cactus or stone. Got another, and normal fertility. Nothing exciting, but there you have it. And this has probably pumped some of its DNA into... nowhere. Alright. Sounds good. But once we've got these serum vials, what do we do with them then? I believe we put them in the purifier, and that will improve the quality of them, because you see they all start as average quality. And I think the synthesizer is where you fill them with actual bee DNA so that they can be used. But depending on the quality, they can add some negative effects to bees. So after you fill them in the synthesizer, you want to put them in the purifier to make them less likely to cause adverse effects. Then you load bees and serum vials into the inoculator to add those traits to bees that you already have. So have to get started on that. In the meantime, though, I'm also doing some more work. I think I've got, yep, some more glass viewers ready to go. Working on our machine hub. I'm going to start putting in some of the wiring and putting in some of the machines, because I realized I can't build all of the machines at the moment, because I need to have some machines set up to make the other machines. You know how all this goes. So I'm going to start sprucing this place up a bit more. Alright, well it turns out I'm going to need to find a new power system for that bee setup, because those machines apparently draw power constantly whether they're working or not, and my power supply is not running constantly, so figure something out for that. The main reason I was even jump starting it was to get more silky propolis, because I want some more stained glass up here, and it takes quite a bit. It's one propolis for each of those, so that took a while. Anyway, I'm ready to start setting some of these machines up. I think the way I'm going to do this is to use relays, and just probably going to point the wrong way when I first place them. I think that's correct, actually. And the advantage to relays is that they don't need any kind of extra pipes or anything. Good job on the placement there. They don't need any kind of redstone input or... Oh. That's something I need to fix. Or any kind of bluetricity. They just automatically output items. So if I put some pneumatic tubes coming off of here, and then just as a demonstration, put a furnace here, and then put some cobblestone in here, it will automatically send that right to where it needs to go. Although it went into the wrong side, but that's something I'll figure out as we progress. Oh, and of course the astute among you probably noticed some of the silverwood tree saplings I had around here, and the shenanigans I had with the crystal core at the end. And you can probably guess what I'm going to be doing here. Alright, well there's still quite a bit of work to be done here before it's ready to go, especially there are a few spots in here where mobs can spawn. But I've at least got some things set up for some basic automation. Yeah, a few places where mobs can spawn. But I've got things set up with relays. I probably mentioned that already. If I already did, I'm sorry. I've been building it for a few days. Forgot what I was talking about. But these are all set up so you can put some things in here and it will go off to a macerator, get turned into whatever and sent off. I've got a second one for macerating and smelting, and one for just smelting, and all of those feed off to an ender chest there, which I can put its partner wherever I feel like. And I'm trying to decide how to label these. I was thinking I could do just something visual to give you an idea, like these things will get pulverized, these things will get cooked, and these things, it's so tiny. Come on. And these things will get both, except that looks terrible. I was also trying to decide if I wanted to use that color instead, but something like that, or on the other side I've just got signs. I'm not sure which looks better. You can go ahead and let me know. Then just a few random machines over here that don't really need to be terribly automated. Next on the list are the big machines, like the blast furnace, the implosion compressor. I need to get that set up before I can set up a grinder. And then the vacuum freezer. will be accessed over here. And then I also need to make some kind of access down at the bottom to get up here. But at any rate, it's nice to finally be able to automate some things like glass production without having to worry about stoking an MJ furnace. Okay, so we now have everything all set up here, with the exception of the vacuum freezer, but I won't need that until I'm able to smelt tungsten steel, which is still a ways off. And because these red power pneumatic tubes aren't too smart, that you have to direct them into the side of the machine that you want the input to go into, I added a secondary one for the blast furnace. Still have to do that for the grinder and the implosion compressor, but I might have those set up with sort of automated systems, so it just automatically sends IT&T into there and something like mercury cells into there. But for the next part of this project, I'm going to need quite a bit of iridium. I think something like 200 nuggets, which would equate to about 200 platinum dust, so that's going to take a while to get to, but I now have the infrastructure to get that at the very least. And if we jump over to the Shichidogaran, you will see that I have not yet tweaked the Tori yet, but I did do a little bit of landscaping on its little floating island. And I haven't worked on the Shoro, the belfry, anymore either. And I haven't worked on the interior for the lecture hall, but in the Kondo, I did do a bit of interior work here, with a ceiling and a nice polished floor reflecting it. And of course it's just see-through, and I made a mirror image on the bottom, but it looks like it's a shiny floor. But we still need to put some things in here, and that I will get to in the future, as well as finishing these other buildings. And I suppose that's what I'm going to get to work on. So, until then.